live studio audience at Simplay in Hauppauge, New York.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to In the Girls Corner. I am your host, Kerry Stellar, and I am here with my guest and friend, Chrissy Yandolli. Chrissy The Doll Yandolli.
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing tonight?
Doing well. I love that I'm here right now.
I'm so excited to have you here. To interview people is great, but to interview a friend of mine who I've known for a long time is just even better.
We were talking about how long. We're just not going to bring it up, but it's quite some time.
Super long for us, you know? And Chrissy's an amazing person, and she's a very talented fighter. Chrissy's a professional kickboxer, an MMA fighter. She just had a fight last weekend. Last Sunday, for Bobby Campbell's kickboxing show, Jackhammer Fights. So tell us a little bit about that and how it came about, because I know there was a lot of mishaps and...
Bobby actually reached out to me probably in December. He wanted to have me part of his April show, which is like his 10-year anniversary of having shows. So I was like, absolutely, I think I could be ready by then. And then an hour went by, and I was like, what about sooner? Can we get me on one sooner? And he was like, yeah, I have a show in January. And I was like, okay. So we got a couple of opponents. A few opponents had backed out, which happens a lot. And then we finally had Lisa Blaine, and she had an injury about a week out. And then Destiny Quinones stepped up. So it was still a great match.
You know, and you guys are both awesome chicks, and, you know, not to mention that you're both very good looking, which always helps. You know, who doesn't want to see two pretty chicks that are just badass in a cage or a ring going at it? Now, you and Destiny had met before in a fight, but that was under MMA rules.
Yes.
And it was an amateur MMA fight.
Yes.
Okay, so this was kickboxing, which is way different.
Totally different.
And you had come off of a bit of a layoff.
Yes, I had, my last fight was actually almost to the weekend 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And I have to ask you, only because I've had injuries myself, what is it like going through all of that and coming out on the other end and actually being able to fight and get back in there again?
I've actually had now 3 knee surgeries.
Holy shit.
So my first knee surgery I was... the recovery is horrible. It was like 6 months recovery, but I was back actually in the cage a year to the day of my surgery.
Wow. And
then my second knee surgery took a little bit longer. My rehab, it was the other leg, and it was my right leg, so it just it wasn't as good. And but I still got in the cage, like, I think it was like a year and 3 months after from my surgery date. When I hurt my leg the third time, it was actually playing soccer. Of all things, you know, sports I don't get paid for. So my surgeon yelled at me for that one, and he was like, stop playing sports you don't get paid for. It was playing soccer, like rec soccer, not even any like good soccer. And I had to I couldn't actually have surgery for 6 months. So it was like I had 6 months in between before I even had surgery. And then we had surgery, and then it was another like 8 months like recovery time. And then I kind of like, I don't know, just being a girl of a certain age maybe, kind of just like talked myself out of fighting and didn't think I would be able to do it. And then one of my old trainers actually called me up, Tommy Patone, and he was like, can you work with like this girl? Her name's Kelly Boyle, so shout out to Kelly.
Tommy's awesome too.
Yes. And I was like, I don't know, like I haven't sparred in like forever since I left Thailand, which was like 2.5 years ago, you know. So I went down and I did some work with her, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not as bad as I thought I was going to be. And actually on the way home from that night was when I called Bobby.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
So I went from training for an hour to signing on to my third pro fight.
I want to fight.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. Now, you've had a very extensive fight career before that.
Yes, my amateur career was super extensive. I started fighting when I was about 19. And back then, as you were saying before, with New York's rules, it kind of fell under martial arts, not so much boxing or anything. So I pretty much fought like every weekend. So if you even tried to like look up my amateur record, you probably won't find one.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know it.
I'm not going to lie. I tried just to see. I was like, I wanted to know so I can, you know, I like to know what I'm looking at and who, because I know you, but I didn't know your amateur record. I just know that you've been fighting for freaking ever.
I know I have one draw.
That's it.
Like, I remember that one because I was like, that's BS.
I'm going to erase that draw like yesterday.
And I think I mean obviously I still have a couple of losses under there. But yeah, I don't know. I've my amateur career in kickboxing, I've had over 50 fights.
That's amazing. That especially when you're fighting almost every weekend.
Like it was just like wherever, and then like I would just travel. I went to California, like, and I would just fight. Like I started with American kickboxing, which I don't even really know if that like exists in the world anymore. And it's really just like all kicks above the waist. Like I don't even really know if they do that anymore.
I don't think so.
I don't know. But that's how I started, and that's what like most of my fights were. Like I said, it was kind of run by karate, like back,
Okay.
like the shows and stuff. So like I think that's how they got away with doing a lot of it. And then it would be like, all right, so they want to fight in California. It's a sand show card, and I was like, what's that?
Oh wow.
And they're like throws and leg kicks, and I'd be like, okay.
Wow.
I remember I fought this girl. She was actually one of Kung Lee's students.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that's his sport.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing.
I was like, whatever, I'll do it. I never even threw a leg kick before. I never even took a leg kick before.
Oh my gosh.
She kicked me in the legs. I was like, oh, it hurts.
But I like it.
But whatever, let's do it. Like, so that's like kind of how my career like started.
Okay.
And we just kind of went wherever, and I would like there was no like looking up your opponent, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Now everybody has tapes and like whatever. There was none of that.
Oh yeah, you
then.
can really look people up now
It was
and
just
see
like
how they
yeah,
operate.
like, you can like look. I don't even do that anymore. Like I don't do that because I'm so not used to doing it that I feel like it kind of like freaks me out a little bit if I do it. Some people I know because I've seen them fight. Some people I don't know because I don't know who they are, and but I hate that whole like aspect of it.
Oh yeah, I would rather just get in there and
You
just
gotta
do it and
you.
see what you're made of. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Like I feel like when you're fighting, like you gotta do you. You
Absolutely.
can't like you can't like plan your game plan around that. Like it's your game plan.
Yeah,
It's your fight.
It's your fight. Exactly. And if you're worried about fighting someone else's fight, we've seen that happen. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm. Case in point. It's really, that's as big of a case in point as you could get. She completely baited Ronda into her fight, and Ronda's coach allowed it, making her think she was the best striker in the world. So that was a recipe for disaster if anybody saw that.
That's something else.
Yeah. And I love Ronda Rousey. Everybody
So do
knows
I.
that. She's my homegirl. She's birthday's the day before mine, so I just have a special love for her,
You guys are almost like twins.
Yeah, exactly. And, we have that stank attitude, so gotta love her. But, it's very incredible to see where your career has gone and how far you've come. And I know how you actually got into kickboxing and how you decided that you wanted to do this. Tell us about that.
The first one or the second time?
I'd say the first time.
So the first time I actually did it when I was 18, 19. I didn't even know kickboxing existed. I didn't know it was the thing. I was super athletic in high school. I was in all different types of sports. And then I was out of high school. So in college, I went to Suffolk.
There's
really
nothing
not
going
much
on
you could do there except for take gym. So
That's true.
I went to a show with a friend of a friend. They were like, "Oh, my friend's fighting. Let's go do." I'm like, "What do you mean your friend's fighting?" And it was at Sports Plus.
I went to one there too.
Yeah, that's how long ago. I just dated myself. And
It's okay. We get it.
so I
We
walk
get
in
it.
and
Y'all might not.
Yeah, they probably don't. And I walk in and I'm like, oh my God, this thing is crazy. There were so many people there. There's this huge ring. The energy was insane.
Yeah.
I sat down and I literally think I watched with an open jaw,
This
the
actually
whole time.
happens?
And I couldn't understand why there was no girls doing it. I went through the program. I found a gym that was kind of close to me that had a fighter in the fight. And I went to them on Monday and was like, I want to fight.
That's amazing.
And I fought 4 weeks later. Obviously, we see a pattern.
Chrissy likes to fight.
I just like to jump into things.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I kind of
No.
feel like you have to.
You kind of have to.
You know what I mean? Testing the
Yeah.
waters, it's not the same thing as jumping in a pool and, kind of getting in leg by leg and
Yeah, you
slowly.
just dive in.
You have to, with anything in life.
I feel like that.
That's
Pretty much my whole life.
Hey, any chick that could go over to Thailand and train, that's a whole nother world. How was that?
Amazing. I've actually been there twice. I was lucky enough to go the first time, and honestly, I'll never forget, coming home on the plane, I remember, gluing my face to the window. And I was like, I'm never probably ever going to come here again. Suck it all up. That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And I was like, suck it all in, the last couple of seconds. And then about a year and a half later, I got an email from Tiger Muay Thai to, come and try out for their team.
Wow.
So I was able to go back, and that was really amazing, too.
That is, and Tiger Muay Thai is like one of the best.
It's like a village over there. Like they
like
have a
the
road
best.
named after them.
Yeah,
They're great.
they're amazing.
It's just like a whole different way of life. Like I would call it home. Like so my hotel or whatever, but I would call it my house.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, my house is over there.
It's over there down the street.
I would walk to the gym every morning. I would get to train like 3 times a day. You could walk home, go in the pool. Like it's just like geared like for fighters. Like it's just geared for like that kind of like lifestyle. There's no work, but when you're staying there. I mean, if you live there, I'm sure it's slightly different.
Some kind of work.
Yeah, but like there's no work. It's just like wake up, go train, eat breakfast, go back, go train, eat lunch, go back, go train, eat dinner, jump in the pool, go to the beach. Training on the beach, not so much fun.
That's amazing.
It gets very sandy.
I'm sure, and it gets a little hot, which makes it even sandier.
Thailand is like, their seasons are wet and dry.
Like
it's
1,000,000
not
degrees?
like cold or hot.
Yeah.
It's like always hot, and it's
And that's
either
it.
wet or dry. But dry really isn't dry. It just means
That's
it's
so
not raining.
amazing.
Like, that's all. Just not raining that day.
So amazing. That's somewhere I definitely.
You have to go. I feel like
Yeah,
everyone has to go.
there's a couple places that I definitely, especially doing this, that I want to and can actually. I have that ability afforded to me, which is really nice. I got offered to go to. I'm still gonna. Thinking about it. In 2 weeks to go out to California, to LA. They're having One Championship is having a huge media week there, and they
That's
invited
fun.
MMA UK, and they're like, "You want to go?" They're like, "Is it close to you?" I'm like, "LA? It's only across the country."
You're like, no, but that's okay.
He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's way across the country." I'm like, "But I might want to go anyway." It's Eddie Alvarez, Demetrius Johnson, and I think Sage Northcutt are a big
that'll
part
be
of it.
fun.
Yeah, they're great fighters. It'll be, I said if it's for them, I would definitely like jump on that in
Yeah.
a second.
Just the traffic.
Why not?
I hear about LA
Yeah.
traffic.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a bitch. But as long as I'm near wherever it's gonna be,
That would be good.
yeah. And then
Just,
like
get
Chris
there.
Cyborg's having this amazing women's retreat that I would love to go to. Unfortunately, it's like in a week, and had I, planned it out better, I might have been.
Is she
able
doing
to.
it in Thailand again?
No, she's doing it at her gym
Okay.
in California. Pink
Because I
Belt.
knew she was doing something in Thailand for a while.
Yeah.
Like she was training there, but I feel like she also did. I could be wrong, but
She's
I feel like she had like a
amazing.
women's thing.
She
there.
probably did, and it might be like like a yearly thing because it's
Okay.
apparently she does it every year. It's Pink Belt Fitness or something she calls it.
I
but
did
they're
hear about
going
that.
hiking. I'm like, man, I want to go hang out with Chris Cyborg for a
Should've
weekend.
gone.
She's one of my favorite people. She's such a nice.
You should have went hiking with her.
You never know. That might end up happening anyway in the next week or so. But I got to interview her, and
Just
she's
do it.
just
Like I
fantastic.
said.
Jump into
Just
it.
jump
Just
into
go.
it. Just
And you know
go.
what's funny is because she was saying that she's like, I have people from all over the place coming.
That's
so
awesome.
I might, and it's. I think they're actually staying within the gym in the facility because
Oh,
it's a
that's-
whole retreat, like a whole.
Gotcha.
You will sleep together, eat together, you train together. That's it, which I love, and I love that there's a lot of stuff for women coming out, and I know that you're going to be part of a women's kickboxing class.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I'm not really part of it. So I don't know if it wants.
Oh, no, you,
Fix that.
that's all right.
Caitlin, the blonde fighter from
Yes.
UFC, she's actually just started a women's kickboxing class at my gym, which I really feel like is awesome because I actually get messaged like all the time, like, are you comfortable at your gym? Like, how do you feel at your gym? Like being a girl. And my gym, Long Island MMA, I love it. No one ever makes me feel like lower than them or anything like that. They never make me feel uncomfortable. It's great. I always tell people though, like find a gym where you're comfortable at,
You have to.
especially as a woman, because there's really not there's like a handful in every
Yeah.
gym you go to.
Absolutely.
But the women's class that she started, I feel like is really great because it gets them like a little comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beginner class, like all levels are welcome, but it's a beginner class, and it's good to get them like comfortable with being in that kind of atmosphere because being in a fight gym is totally different from like being at like a regular gym,
Oh, absolutely.
and like it's just the atmosphere
Absolutely.
itself is like totally different.
Absolutely.
Guys walk around with like little shorts on and no
Oh, yeah.
shirts, like that don't really
Like you have to
usually
be
happen at
okay
Kohl's.
with that. You know what I mean?
You gotta
And it's
just,
not-
like-
no, they just walk around with like teeny tank tops and sweatpants.
Yeah, but not in the MMA gym.
No.
They're either wearing pajamas, like full
Yeah.
out like gi, or
Yeah.
they have nothing on.
It's actually,
so you
I
have
love
to get
it.
used to it.
And it is, and I love it, and it's so funny because like I actually had to get used to them wearing spats. I had to get used to guys wearing leggings. I was like, what is
yeah.
this? I didn't get it at first, and I'm like, how is that even comfortable? It's got to be considering.
I mean, we wear
they all
them.
wear. But they have a little bit,
Well,
you know,
whatever.
like that's why I'm like, can that be comfortable? But I guess it's gotta
I think
be.
it's like their like leggings are
Yeah.
made for that.
I'm sure they have the little give.
They have like an area,
a little
or
give,
like
a little
cutout.
give in the area. They gotta have something. They gotta have something that goes on because there's no way they gotta be comfortable like we ran them. I could not see that being fun.
They're slightly different.
just a little bit. Just a little different.
Just a tad.
It's amazing. Who else do you train with over at Long Island MMA?
Ryan LaFleur is actually like our head coach now. Dennis Bermudez is out of our gym too. So is Chris Wade. He's in the PFL.
Did Dennis retired, right?
He did.
Yes. I thought that's what happened, and I was so excited because he's such a talented fighter, and he went out on such a great note.
He really did, though. He really did. He's got 2 boys. He retired. It was just something I didn't really know about it. Like, everyone always says it. Like, you just have a bad day, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I've said it.
I'm done fighting.
more than one time, and here I am. Destiny retired
Yeah.
the day that she took the fight against me.
And it was so weird because all of a sudden I thought
And
that
I wrote on it.
yeah, I thought you put up
good
a
for her.
picture from like your. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, does that say? I'm like, and I messaged her immediately. I'm like, I knew you weren't going to be able to stay along that.
I was glad that she didn't retire.
Me too.
I was.
Me
Not
too.
even for like our fight, just like in general, because she's a super talented fighter. So I'm glad that she did it.
And you know what?
But we all retire. It doesn't mean anything.
Sooner or later, everybody does. But I also really was glad to see her come back because at the end of the day, she went through a lot of heavy shit with her trainer, and I'm not because her and I are gonna have a whole talk about that on
We
a
don't
whole
wanna
show.
divulge. I don't
So,
really know
I don't
about
want
it,
to.
so.
But she did. It was nice to see her actually be able to get back in there because and this is like for me when you see young girls train with their with their coaches and they get a little too close and I'm like I get a little nervous because I'm like that could be detrimental to your career, especially
Luckily,
if they're
that's
not.
never been in my
Thank
situation.
God.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing because you need to be able to walk into a place where you don't feel like that's going to happen.
Exactly, and that's why I always tell everybody: go for a free trial. Every
Yeah.
gym has a free trial.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable, and then make your choice.
Absolutely, because it is a problem, and you do need to feel so comfortable. Because I've walked into so many gyms. I've interviewed
Yeah.
fighters everywhere, and there's very few that I've walked into and not felt.
When I actually went to Long Island MMA about 8 years ago, I'd only trained at 2 other gyms before, and one I was at for a very long time. So when I was walking into Long Island MMA, again, not knowing, my gym was my family, but we just had to break up.
Yeah.
I actually threw up in the parking lot. I was so nervous. I literally was like, oh my God.
Oh.
But yeah, the minute I walked in, it was fine.
Yeah,
Like
but you
Brian
know
was
what,
like,
that
what are you doing?
happens.
I'm like, I got a fight coming up. He's like, all right, let's go.
But it does happen. I mean, I've gone to Law MMA a gajillion and 10 times. I've been there so
too.
many times. And then I went, Richie Cranny, he's one of the founders, or is the founder of Wimp to Warrior, contacted me. And he's like, I know you did an interview with Brad Pickett and a bunch of the guys from Wimp to Warrior. We were hoping to get a media person in one of the seasons. And he's like, would you be willing to do it? And I said, well, right now I'm coming off a crazy shoulder injury and I'm just waiting to get a couple things ironed out. And as soon as I do, I would love to do it. He's like, can you come to the tryout? Just to show people that you could be an everyday person and do this. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. And he said that you see people that'll sign up for it and you see them get to the gym and you see them drive away. And you get to the gym and you see them drive away because they get nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
And I was, believe it or not, a little bit because I've gone there in this capacity doing work, being an interviewer, doing journalism work, but never to go there and train. So when I went there, it was really funny. And who was doing, Tony Ritchie, I think, was doing the strength and conditioning part. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me 2 minutes into it and he's like, you've done this before. I'm like, a little bit. He's like, really, you trained? And I'm like, you tell me. And he's like, oh, you definitely did. He's like, you got high knees better than everybody in here. I'm like, thanks, I try. So it was actually easy for me because I've done, kickboxing. So I kind of knew all the stuff that they were going to test me on, agility and everything. It was awesome. It was once I got over the nerves.
Gym over there. They do.
Once I got over those nerves, I was like, this is great.
Yeah, but I mean, it's intimidating, especially like I said, especially for a girl walking into a gym full of half naked dudes.
I was the only girl in there too, so it was like really when I walked in, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun, but it actually was. It was great, and it was great like being able to outlast the guys, doing laterals, and you see them all like, one
That's
guy's
always
walking
fun.
outside. Well, I remember the first time I ever did them, I couldn't walk the next day. I was like, why'd you have me do that? Or 2 days later, my legs were just jelly. It was so weird.
It's always 2 days later.
Yeah, it was 2 days later that I couldn't even walk.
The next day you're like,
Yeah, that was nothing, and then all of a sudden you
Okay.
can't get out of bed.
Yeah,
and you're like, whoa, where did
so
my
if you
calf
work out
muscle
on the
go?
Monday, like take off Wednesday.
Yeah, because my calf muscles were gone. It was like they were just liquid at that point.
Definitely, especially getting back into it.
It's incredible, and I'm excited because I can't wait to come down to that class and do that with with Caitlin. And if you're going to do that, that's going to be amazing too to
We'll
see
be
you
there.
there. I think it'll be great. I've been wanting to get it back into it more and more and more. Not competing, just to
The
be in good
fitness
shape.
level, and
Yeah.
like just if you want to learn kickboxing or jiu-jitsu or MMA or any of the elements that go into it, just because you walk into one of those gyms doesn't mean you're a fighter.
Exactly.
I think 10% of our gym
Yeah.
are fighters.
Not
else
everybody
is
gets in there to
training.
fight. It's so true.
Yeah, it's-
And that was a stipulation with the Wimps Warrior. They wanted me to get in a cage after. I'm like, listen, my arms are
Not everyone there, like especially like the jiu-jitsu guys, like
Yeah.
they're just there to train.
Yeah.
A lot of the kickboxing guys,
Yeah.
like,
It's such a great
if
community
you want to
of
fight,
people.
great.
Let's do
But
it.
if you don't, nobody cares.
I do want to spar again though. You know, I do enjoy sparring a lot because I like hand-to-hand combat. So for me, just even be able to spar,
'cause
I
you're
think will be,
Rhonda's twin,
you know,
so you know.
because she can't punch for shit. I actually joked around. I don't know who I was talking to, and I was like, it might have been my friend JP. I was saying something. I'm like, I feel like, and I know this is going to sound really incredible. I feel like if I got in there with Rhonda, I could not compete with her in grappling whatsoever. But I feel like she's that arrogant that I would have no problem beating her on her feet.
Well, I have a theory.
Her arrogance is just insane.
So I have a theory that if you are great at jiu-jitsu, it's very hard for you to be good at kickboxing
Yeah.
and boxing.
It's true.
But I feel like if you're good at kickboxing and striking, it's easier to transition to ground.
It's two different worlds.
But like,
And I've done both,
If
which
you
is
look
amazing.
at
I love it.
Rhonda's striking, she's very robotic.
Yes, she
But
doesn't
now,
have
if you look at
movement.
Holly Holmes' jiu-jitsu,
And it's getting better. She's improving. It's amazing.
always, but like
Amazing.
her jiu-jitsu, even from the beginning, was still fluid.
Yep.
Maybe she didn't know.
Yeah.
Everything, but
Yeah.
she was still fluid. Where you take the ground girl
Absolutely.
and stand her back up, and she looks like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Absolutely.
You know. So, but if you like actually test that theory
It's,
you know,
yeah, it holds some order.
it does. I mean, then there's always like the athletes that are just like,
Super crazy athletes.
yeah, like that. It doesn't really matter what you make
And-
them do; they'll be amazing at it.
Yeah.
Stick them in bowling, and they're getting 300s. You know?
Yeah, no, that's the one thing I can't. I can never bowl. I could play pool. I'm a competitive pool player. I play phenomenally. I play in tournaments all the time, but I cannot bowl. Can't throw darts either. I've tried that so many times.
You have to like cover the eye.
Yeah, no, I end up throwing it at the wall. Like, I'm like, you guys just step out of the way from the board because you might get
It's
hit.
never. I don't think I've really ever like played darts.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It was just like, oh, here's a dart. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Like, never played it.
Yeah, no, it's not so fun. Have you ever
Bowling?
played pool?
Not well. Like,
Really? I'll
yeah.
teach you. We'll go out there and hustle some guys.
All right.
Take them for the
I
money.
can somewhat bowl.
All right.
No, I mean again.
I could throw it between my legs.
Oh no, I can actually bowl.
I'm like, I could throw it between my legs and we could play like that. I'll bumper pool or bowling. What is it called? The bumpers? Let's
yeah.
do it.
No, I can actually like one-handed
I'm super
bowl.
impressed.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I want to come watch you go.
No
bowl.
300s,
I'll
no
come and just
300s.
like I said, I'll do like the weenie bowling. You know, I'll
Yeah,
just go
or
like a little
they-
kid. Like, man, I could do it.
They have the other things. They have like the slides.
I do. I could do that.
You could
too.
do that. You'll get a
Oh
strike
my
every time.
gosh, then I'll feel great. Let's go. I'm down. I like doing fun stuff like that. I like changing it up, and you know, that is a big part of life is having more than one thing to do, and you don't just kickbox. Well, you
No.
train all the time. What
Yeah,
do you
well,
do outside of fighting?
So
and training?
I have a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a salon manager.
Which you've done for a very long time.
Yes, I've actually been with my company almost 17 years.
Well, I was gonna say when we met, you were
Yeah.
there.
So yeah, I've almost.
Now we just aged ourselves.
Yeah.
Now we did it. We done
But
did
I
it.
started there when I was like 4.
Yeah. So she's.
You know.
Yeah. We ain't that old.
I was super young when I started it. So I manage a hair salon now, and I love my job. It's great. I used to bartend, but fighting for me, like I was actually asked one time, like, what's your like escape from fighting? It's the opposite for me. Fighting is my escape from like
work.
real life. Just like life. You know, like that's what I love to do. That is my fishing or my hunting or bowling,
Playing pool.
or playing pool.
Being a
Like,
competitive pool player, yeah.
you know, people there. That's my life. You
Yeah.
know, I'd rather like when I'm finished at work all day, like I go to the gym. I actually work my work schedule around my gym schedule.
That's amazing.
I'm like, oh, I'll work late this day so I
Yeah.
can go in the morning.
But
on
you
this
can,
day.
so that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I love it. But that's like my
amazing.
that's my favorite.
Yeah.
thing. If I could just literally work out all day
You would.
and somehow make that, I mean, people, but like,
I'm sure you can make that, girl. We'll be
Yeah, but,
working
you
on
know.
that.
but then it comes work, so it's
Right.
like where does it?
Absolutely. You work in a pizza place, you begin to eat pizza.
Exactly. Well, I don't like pizza.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Well, one
I'm
of my favorites.
super picky. Like,
All right. Oh, where you have it, I'm sure. You're
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah.
I get it.
Super picky.
Yeah, I
And,
get
like
why.
there's real pizza and then there's fake.
Well, that's what I was
pizza.
gonna say. For an Italian, it's a whole different ball game.
And then,
for a
like-
person like me, I'm a mutt. It's like, well, pizza. No, I actually do have my particular places, but I get that
super
more
crazy.
for you.
I'm super crazy with pizza. But I actually like my guilty pleasure is like Domino's Hawaiian pizza. But like
I was
don't
gonna ask you what's your guilty pleasure because
I
I
don't
like to ask every
consider
fighter
that
that.
real pizza. Like that's
It's
fake
not.
pizza.
Yeah, that's not
like
real pizza. It's like what's Elio's? Not real pizza.
Yeah, no, it's not real.
fake
It's just
stuff.
like I'm gonna order one the night
I've
after
never
my
had
fight.
pizza with pineapple.
No, it's really good.
And I just started getting into pineapple. I hated it when I was a kid. And now I just
No,
tried it
it's-
on something the other day. I'm
I'm
that's
like
good
such
stuff.
a weird person. Like I don't like mixing foods. Like a really like that kind of like I
Right?
believe in lunch condiments and I believe in like that lunch
I love
condiments
you.
should not be used on breakfast food. Like
I
I don't like people
love
who
you.
put hot sauce and eggs on their
Makes no sense.
yeah ketchup and hot sauce on their eggs. Like
No.
there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
I don't get it. But
love you.
pineapple on my pizza
I love you.
all the time.
All day long, all bets are off if you bring Chrissy a pineapple pizza.
I love it.
Don't forget that.
Well, and the ham. It's got to be like the
Can you
Hawaiian
pay me in
one.
pizza?
It's really good. It's so good. So that's like my that's my fat meal.
That's amazing.
I'll eat the whole thing.
That's amazing.
I don't care.
Good for you. You can, and you can afford to. Now, you also work with a very interesting company, and the reason why I want to bring that up is because you guys have a lot of products that have to do with holistic
Yes.
healthcare and all that stuff. So,
I actually
Bring
am
that
a
on.
distributor for It Works Global. That's actually what helped me lose like a bunch of my post-surgery weight and helped me get a lot of my muscle back, obviously, along with my training. That's not,
yeah,
wasn't a magic pill, although it'd be lovely if there was one out there.
facts.
We are plant-based. They are organic, as organic they can be. Non-GMO. They have vegan things. They have dairy-free. There's like a bunch of different products. They have weight loss stuff. They also have skincare. We have like a whole line that supports keto diet. They're amazing, and because of working with them, actually, it's helped me afford my training.
Which is
and coming
amazing.
back.
And that's amazing that you have something that you actually enjoy doing to
Yeah.
help you with what you love doing.
Yeah, it's been so long. Like I always had such a hard time. Like one, finding like protein shakes that I loved. Like I actually wanted to drink. Two, finding protein shakes that weren't like I'm just like a low carb person. I don't push it for anybody. It just works for me. Finding a protein shake that was like high in protein but low in carbs and sugar. Like that's not $3,000 for a month. It's just like when you have your particular diet and you know it works for you, it's great to have a product line that actually like
Helps and works.
like supports and like with what you're doing. So I love that stuff.
And you just got back from a whole weekend.
Yes, it was a
Seminar,
conference. It was like a conference. For It Works, we were in Tampa with all my mom friends. Hey girls, I know
Hey.
you're watching. It was like it was actually like my post-fight trip too.
You looked like
Some
you had
of
such a
it.
great time.
I did. We did. It was great. They put together like a really nice event and like a lot of it is like what's the word? Motivational speaking, and
Which
of
we
course,
love.
yes.
I'm a
all of us.
big perpetrator of that.
Me too. I share the memes all the time.
Yep. Yeah, we do. I'm always like, Chrissy, you're the best friend. So uplifting in the morning.
You have to like start on a positive note.
Facts. If not,
At
it's
the
just
end
going to
of
be
the
a
night,
crappy day.
go to bed angry or something. No, I'm kidding. Don't
You
do
know
that.
what? The best advice my aunt ever gave my sister and her husband was never go to bed angry.
No, you shouldn't.
Because you wake up angry.
And then you have bad dreams, and you get mad at them because you feel like they cheated on you in your dream, but like they were just sleeping the whole time. And then
I've
you want
woken
to
up
punch
pissed
them.
off at people. I'm like, why am I mad at this person?
The most angry I ever was mad at. This is actually
Love you.
hilarious. Like from a dream, I was.
Are you Phoebe from Friends when she got mad at Ross and she couldn't figure out why for
No,
15
I knew
days?
exactly why. Like I woke up and I was pissed. I had a dream that I was at work and I got pizza from my favorite pizza place and a fruit punch. And I had dreamed that my boss drank all my fruit punch. I was mad at him for like 2 days.
You are Ross from Friends. I'm kidding.
I knew exactly
Did you eat
why.
my sandwich?
I like saw him the next morning and I was like,
Don't you beat my shit.
don't drink my fruit punch. Like he's like, what?
I love you.
I was legit mad for like 2 days about it.
That is hysterical.
I'll never forget. That was a long time ago too, and I'll never forget that.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Well, you know what? I mean, not only that, but your subconscious has a way of like not, especially something like that. Like,
I mean, I guess out of all the things that you can dream about and be mad
it
about,
could be worse.
It could be so worse.
It could be, you could have a murderer running after you in your dream and
Yeah,
wake up
no,
like scared.
Someone drank my fruit punch. Obviously, I love food, like and sugary things. Like this is obviously what it's about.
Don't feed the models. Feed them, please. We like food. I'm a big foodie, anybody that knows me. And I love asking, I really do, because, people have a misconception that fighters are just always regimented with their diet. And a lot are. But to know that you have, like, a little chink in your armor that, I do like some real food.
I mean, I feel like I'm super lucky now that fighting at 125, like, I don't cut weight. So I can
you are
have
very
those
lucky.
guilty pleasures more so than often. That wasn't always the case for me. I used to walk around slightly heavier.
Okay.
Luckily now I've kind of figured out for the most part, like my diet and like my routine of like sticking to where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So like day of weigh-ins, I had breakfast, I had lunch,
I had breakfast.
and I still came in a pound under.
That's amazing.
Where I'm looking at fighters and they're like, I'm so thirsty. I'm like, I just chugged a bottle on the
That's
way.
why I think that's amazing, and I commend you for
But
that.
I also find that like for me anyway, in stand-up, it's totally different. So MMA, where I'm not as comfortable as I am in kickboxing, I used to cut a little bit more.
Okay.
Because I was always fearful of like the heavier girl laying on me.
I got what
Since
you
I
mean.
don't cut.
Yeah.
So I like my dream weight class is like 120 or 118.
Okay.
But it doesn't exist.
I was going to say they don't have that.
Nope. But that would be like my dream.
To fight at, yeah.
Because like everyone cuts weight.
Because that's not a ton of weight to cut for you.
Right,
It wouldn't
it would
be like an
5
incredible amount.
pounds,
Yeah.
Maybe 6,
Yeah.
depending on the day. With all these MMA fights, all fights, and the day before weigh-in, which don't get me wrong, I like the day before weigh-in just because you're not starving yourself the day of the fight.
You could actually fight feeling pretty decent.
But I feel like a lot of people, and it's come out, obviously, like we actually have talked about it, people cut too much weight. Some of I feel like guys that have wrestled their whole life, like they can cut weight and they can cut weight well, and they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Because that's
it's
ingrained
kind of
in
like,
them.
exactly. Like it's just like something they've been doing forever.
Aaron Pico said that when I interviewed him the last time. He's like, it's just,
And
doing it
that's
since
what
I was
they've
a kid.
been, right? And that's what they've been doing. Like,
Yeah.
Cutting weight for me is it's hard but easy. Like I walk or I'm in the gym all the time. So for me to cut like 5 pounds, it's a lot of weight for 5 pounds,
Yeah.
And but some of these, I commend you wrestlers. I don't know how you do it. 'Cause I
don't
get
either.
hangry. I'm not nice. I get super cranky. I get super mean.
Me too.
When I don't eat and when I don't sleep. Those are 2 times. If you ever see me cranky, I'm either tired or I'm hungry.
So either offer Chrissy a pillow or a snack.
Or, yes, just
Cookies?
a snack.
Do you like cookies?
I do.
I'll bring you cookies. I'll know. Anytime I see you and you have a little face, I'm going to be like,
Yeah, like if I'm like
Smile,
always
please.
normally happy.
Here's
I'm
a
normally
cookie.
always happy. If I'm not happy, I'm hungry or I'm tired.
Yeah.
So like those people that are cutting weight like that,
I don't know
hats
how
off
they do
to
it.
you. I cut weight, like I told you
Yeah.
before, I cut weight to 115 once. I literally got on the scale. I looked at one of my teammates and I said, remind me of this moment if I ever say I want to be 115 again. And he was like, Okay.
Because I don't.
It was horrendous. And like I said, I wasn't doing it the wrong way. Like I was coached through it the whole way. It was just
A lot.
a lot.
Yeah. That's
So.
that's a lot. And especially when you want to feel good the next day
Oh,
in a
I
fight.
crawled into the ring, the cage, whatever. I was like,
I'm here, but I made it.
But I showed up. I fell asleep that night in my mashed potatoes. Like I mean,
You were face down.
literally, like I made like this big thing of like sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And I sat like and I had a whole meal waiting for me. Like, 'cause that's like my ritual would be like weigh in, go home, and like cook.
Eat. Yeah.
I like to cook, so it'd be like both. It'd be like cook
Alright.
and then eat it. And I literally had like so much waiting for me, and I just sat down and I was super excited, and I started eating my sweet potatoes, and I fell asleep. And I woke up so pissed.
Like, damn it, I made that for
I didn't
nothing.
get to eat the rest of my food.
That is hysterical. And I could see that being a thing. I mean, at the end of the day, you're depleting yourself. I mean, I have a friend
it
that
wasn't
had
healthy.
I had a friend that had a sodium dump right before his fight and couldn't continue his weight cut and went to the hospital. He's like, I thought I was going to die
Yeah.
from a sodium dump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, anything can happen. And I kind of think that I love that word, but I do. I think that the athletic commissions should definitely rethink weight cutting and maybe have fighters walk into the cage maybe no more than 15 pounds than what they're
Oh
weighing.
my
in
God,
weight.
I couldn't even imagine weighing 15 pounds more.
And there's people that weigh
Like
20, 30
I'd
pounds
have to be, like,
more. Like,
soaking
what do you
wet
put
with,
on?
like, bricks in my
Right? What do
pockets.
you put on that like it's amazing.
I
Like Chris
actually-
Cyborg she cuts an enormous amount of weight. So she gets in there at least 20 pounds heavier the next day, which,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's insane.
I think I weighed myself like
Yeah.
right before I left for the fight, and I was 125.
Yeah, so
Like-
it's
It's
just
like I
not gonna
can't even
happen.
gain weight. Like not
Yeah.
that I don't mean to sound like that. Not that I eat super clean the night of the fight. You know, so like you don't want like that bad like that your body's
No,
not
you don't
used
want to feel sluggish.
exactly.
you
But
know.
it was just like
That's amazing.
but I've cut weight before where
Yeah,
like
you felt it
you know like I've gone in heavier than
Yeah.
what I was, but never
that much heavy.
maybe 5 pounds.
Yeah. But
think
they
that's
should.
the
They
most
should
I've
have some
gained in,
kind of
like,
a
a
rule.
day.
They should. You can't get on the scale and get in the cage if you're an enormous amount of weight heavier than your opponent. It's just sometimes I just feel like
Yeah.
it's not right.
They have to figure out something, but
They
I
have
kind of
to.
I don't love same day weigh in.
I don't either.
Maybe they should shorten the weight classes.
Yeah.
Especially for women. I feel like it should be like a 7-pound weight class. instead of a
They
10.
need to make more. They do. They
Like,
need to
yeah,
create.
like break it up.
Yeah, UFC will probably never employ that because
No.
they don't like the women. Right now, it's a weird time in MMA with women in the UFC.
Oh yes.
I'm seeing a very bizarre path that's going on. I know that Amanda Nunes, somebody talked about her retiring, and then I heard something about her wanting to get another belt. So, like, is she going to go down to 125?
I don't think.
Can she? I mean, I'm sure she can, but like healthily, like that's incredible.
Yeah.
The only person that can do that is Valentina Shevchenko.
Well, Valentina doesn't cut
I know. I love her.
like at all.
I know. She's one of my favorite fighters in the world.
She's awesome. She's a
Did you
striker,
train with
so-
her in
No,
Thailand?
we missed each other.
Oh,
I mean,
she's the best.
Not
She's-
that she knew that she was missing me. But
She's beautiful. She's so talented.
I
mean,
knew I was missing her, but like
And you would, and she's got her sister, Antonina Shevchenko, who they
Yeah.
were the first sisters signed to UFC, which is incredible. I love
Yeah,
that.
they're amazing strikers.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Like,
that's why I like them.
Incredible.
But she doesn't cut at all.
Yeah.
So she could probably do 3. But
Oh, she could. Valentina
She
could.
could do 115, but I
Yeah.
think it would hurt her just because she's never cut before.
Absolutely. I think she should stay. I think that she's in a really good spot at
She
125.
should just stay where she is.
I don't think anybody's going to beat her at 125.
She should
Not for a
stay-
while.
No, I think
Not for a
she's
while.
good. She's
Yeah.
set.
Because she was able to, like you were saying, transition from striking to jujitsu, and her jujitsu was pretty freaking on point for a girl that was like
Yeah.
a serious Muay Thai fighter for years. Like you look at Joanna, who trains at American Top Team, and they have some of the best jujitsu practitioners like ever. They have some really great talent out of there, and her jujitsu game isn't even close.
I don't think she personally concentrates on it.
And they said she was. I'm like, there's no way, because you can't not grow leaps and bounds. You know what I mean?
Think I could totally be
We
off.
could.
She's an
We're not
amazing
there.
striker. She's an explosive. She's powerful. She's fast. She's like in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of her ground training, I mean, if I was her, would be defense, not so much
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah.
So
And she has, you could tell her
she
takedown
does.
defense
Like
is pretty
she's
good. Yeah.
had pretty
She has
awesome.
actually great takedown defense.
Right. Like
One
that's
of the
what I
best
would
in her
work.
weight class. Yeah.
Like I would
Yeah.
never want to. Oh, I'm really amazing at striking. But
Let
you
me
know
go
what?
continue that.
Let me stop doing that and be really amazing at jujitsu.
It's true.
It's gonna take you so much longer. So you might as well just get like the basics, realize where you want to be. So she doesn't want to
Absolutely.
be on the ground. Some of these girls that she's fighting are black belts, brown belts. You know,
Yeah.
she's a white belt.
Yeah. It's incredible. And people
know?
don't realize you can be that, like, well, white belt, and in the UFC,
Yeah.
You absolutely can. Because you could go
100%.
in a straight Muay Thai fighter and, you obviously are going to learn some kind of something going into a gym. You have like Kayla Harrison, who is an Olympic. She was the first woman to win 2 golds in the Olympics for judo. I've interviewed her. She's an amazing person. She's so sweet. She's a PFL
Yes.
fighter. She's going to be their next champion. I'm hoping, Chris Cyborg, if you watch this, please go to PFL. It'll be the best thing that you ever did. And Kayla was saying, she's like, people say, oh, you're striking, and she's like, listen, I'm growing my striking every day. She's like, I know how to grapple.
Right.
I know how to do, she does jujitsu, but she said, I'm working on what I need to be working
Right,
on. That's
and
her
as
striking.
Joanna, like all I would ever focus on is
It's just,
defense and standing up.
yeah. And getting back up.
And getting back up.
Absolutely. And she's at least, I think, in my personal opinion, mastered it. Because you look at, I don't know if you watched the Khabib-Conor McGregor fight.
I didn't.
To me, it was incredible. And that's only
I'm
because
like-
I love Khabib's athleticism. A lot of people don't like his fights because he's just, will take you down and
I've
layer
seen
you.
both of them fight.
Yeah.
So I know how he fights.
Well, it was incredible, right? Because
I think I went to bed early that day. I'm not gonna lie.
I do that all the time. It was incredible, and the fact that, a lot of people were like, oh, Conor McGregor's going to beat him because he's been training his jiu-jitsu and, he's been brushing up. I'm like, listen, against a guy like Khabib, you need to do a lot more than just brush up on your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You need to go and remap your whole entire MMA career and go, maybe I should just focus on that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is what it is, and I said to see how far Khabib's gone and, how much he's evolved and to see the only significant strike, the really significant strike that was thrown in that fight was thrown by Khabib, and he knocked Conor down. Conor didn't throw one amazing strike in the fight. So
He's
I was
another
like,
one. Like he's loud. I mean, I'm not gonna talk.
no, I will say it for you. He is a loud mouth. He's in all sorts of trouble right now.
They both are, aren't
Yeah,
they?
no. Conor's in trouble.
Because he did that bus thing.
Even outside of UFC, we'll talk after because I don't want to bring too much of it up because
I'm like the bus thing.
Nope, I've been
This
told
is
that I
how
can't
bad
even
I
talk.
am.
There's a couple things I'm not even allowed to discuss. Like MMA UK, we have not released any comments on a couple of the things that's going on with him because first off, unless you're supposed to have 3 in journalism. You're supposed to have 3 credible sources and super credible before you put out anything. So
Not that any media people really do that
anymore, are they?
nowadays.
No. So,
I don't think
but
that
we try to hold ourselves at a different
Yeah.
standard. And I said to Peter, I would not, because one of the guys was like, "Oh, I want to write an article." I'm like, don't put it out. You don't want to be the only one. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
If
Don't.
nobody else is,
don't
obviously.
do it. Exactly. Now, I'm super excited to see Rose Namajunas is fighting Jessica Andrade.
Thug Rose.
I love her, but I also love Jessica Andrade. She is just such a talent. They both are.
They both are.
So I don't know what's going to happen in this fight
I
because
don't
they're
either,
both
but,
freakish talents.
I'm not even gonna lie. I love Thug Rose.
She's amazing.
Just because I love her.
I love that she shaved her head and no fucks given.
No, I just want to put her in my pocket.
zero
and,
fucks
walk
given.
around with her.
Yeah.
Be like,
She's amazing.
she's like my little Polly Pocket.
She's
that
amazing.
can kill you.
She's amazing, and I don't want to see her lose, but I do want. I've been wanting to see Jessica
got
get that
chills when
title
she,
forever. When she
was
beat
that?
Joanna,
Yeah. I was
that was
like,
amazing.
oh, 'cause I
She
was-
needed to.
I wanted her to.
Everybody did.
Again, I like Joanna too.
Yeah, but she was an
'Cause
asshole.
she's a
She was being a
striker.
dick, like,
I'm
really
she's-
super dick.
See, I don't even really pay attention to that.
Oh no, she was
'Cause,
being
I'm
like super
oh, she's
asshole.
a striker and she's a really pretty striker, but
Yeah.
how do you not like Thug Rose?
She's amazing. There's a video of her singing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" to Pat Barry, and it's hysterical the way
They're funny.
They are.
I've seen videos of them. I just find them they're just cute and funny.
They're an adorable couple
Yeah.
in MMA.
They're cute.
And there's a lot out there. It's funny because a lot of people, I hear people all the time ask me, they're like, "Oh, do you date MMA fighters?" I'm like, I personally don't. Personally.
Same.
Have I? Yes. Would I, if it was in the right situation?
have I?
Would like to date a guy that was, if it was an MMA fighter, retired. Somebody that's not training anymore, somebody that maybe is like higher ups or owner of a gym and not a fighter. But I'm also 40 years old, so good luck finding somebody that's a fighter that's 40, that's like, you know what I mean? I get hit on by 26-year-olds, and it's terrible because I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
I don't think I've ever dated no.
Yeah.
Like I've never dated a fighter.
You don't shit where you eat, and that's my personal what I say to
100%.
people all the time, because I don't want to be known as the girl that dated fighters.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, now I'm way past that, so I'm like, I could if I wanted to, but you know, I get asked all the time.
It's nothing personal, but
No.
like I said, for me in my life, that's like my that's like my favorite place.
So like, why would you want to mess up your favorite place?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
right now I don't really date. I don't really have time for that shit.
Me
so.
neither. Me neither, girl. I am like a year and a half not dating, and I'm happier than I've ever been. And that's, you know, you got to be happy. You got to be
I
comfortable
have
with
my
yourself.
new Jeep. Like I'm good.
And Chrissy has not only that, kickboxing. It works global. She has so many good things that going on in your life that you do need to have. Now, my escape from life is pool. Only because I couldn't kickbox for years, and I couldn't go back to training. I couldn't do jiu-jitsu. I couldn't do anything that I loved. So I said, you know what? I got to compete.
You know what?
I have to compete.
You should try to come back.
I'm going to.
Look at me.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming to train with you guys.
Because I would do it.
Well, I'd love to train with somebody that's injured, that knows, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm injured. Let's not hurt me. But
That's always like number one. But usually the
it
girls I
is.
train with are like great like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to come down to you guys' class, to Caitlin's class, either on a Monday or Thursday. You said
Yeah,
correct?
she does it Monday and Thursday.
Okay, because I just got, I don't know if you know, he's so cool. He's an amateur. His name is Sina Acevedo. He's amazing. His real name is Chris, but everybody calls him Sina because he looks like him.
Gotcha.
But shout out Sina. He reached out to me and was like, you know, I don't know if you ever want to train again, but, and I'm like, I do. He's like, we want you to come down. I'm like, I'm down. I'm down to go, you know, check out everybody's gym. I'm not privy right now to one place because, you know what I mean? I just want to be able to share the love and give people, promote people. You know, that's like what I love to do.
Yeah.
And I could then go out and say, well, this person, this is what I loved about, you know, this facility and training with these people. And that way,
if people ask you, you have like kind of, you know what's going on.
actually, it's exactly. It's a
always
beautiful
nice to
thing.
know.
It is. It's nice to be invited and in the loop, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've done a ton of seminars, and that's always a great time. We did, oh my gosh, but Andy Sauer is like one of my favorite people.
Oh, I don't know.
He's a Dutch kickboxer.
Gotcha.
He is amazing. He's just one of the coolest people on earth. He was there. Liam Harrison was there. He's a Muay Thai fighter.
Okay.
Dutch kickboxer. He does all that. I had interviewed Kevin Ross, and they're all into Muay Thai and Dutch kickboxing, all of them. It's crazy. Lord Zilla, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's from Thailand. Amazing. So it's really been really great being invited to all that stuff because I get to like immerse myself in the culture and the, you know, like it's.
So you should come back.
I am. I have to. So tell us a little bit more about Long Island MMA because I know we got off on a tangent and
I know.
about everybody that's there
else.
and who you train with and everything.
I train mostly. Well, we have so many fighters out of there, amateur fighters. A lot of them are fighting this weekend at Triton.
Okay.
I think we have 5 guys actually fighting out of our gym.
That's amazing.
On Triton. We had 4 on my card.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Stock fought like 2 weeks before that.
I love him.
So
Shout out Andrew Stock. We love you.
So that's like 10 fighters.
That's amazing.
And all different. Like,
Yeah.
No doubles on like the same card. That was like 10 guys, and there's still others like just
That's
fighting within like
amazing.
4 weeks from the same gym.
And there's you have 2 different facilities, correct?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
Farmingdale and Islip. We're in the Gold's Gym in Islip. I go to both of them.
How cool is that?
I love them both.
Yeah, I think that's great.
And like, you know, like it's just, I don't know, both places are home. Like I don't, like there's nothing, like everyone's like, which one do you like better? I'm like, no, they're the same.
I was going to say, I don't even think that they could, you know what I mean? Because
They're
it's run by
just
the
2
same,
homes,
yeah,
you know?
that's amazing. And to have 2 facilities
One's
is
one
great.
way, one's the other way.
Yeah,
Like that's really it.
facts. And you train with Jillian DeCourcy, who's
Yes.
awesome. I've interviewed
Hi,
her 100 times. Jillian, we love you.
She's on vacation.
She is one of my
I just got home, so
favorite.
I shouldn't really.
Yeah,
say
look at you
anything
guys.
about
You're
it.
like, it's like ships passing in the
I know,
night. You know
I
what
know.
I mean? You're going, she's coming, you're going. I don't know if she has a fight booked yet for Invicta, which
She's been working on it. I feel like.
I cannot wait to see her back in there.
I know.
And last time she fought my friend Alicia Zapatella.
On like a day and a half notice.
Yeah, and I said, I'm like, you know what? It impresses me for both of them. because she gave Alicia the opportunity to still be able to fight and took on
Absolutely.
a huge, they both.
We all know how that is.
Yeah, and they both took on a big undertaking on each other, you know what I mean? And that was actually it was one of the better fights I've seen in a long
Yeah,
time.
no, she killed it.
That
I
was
mean, she's
such-
great. She's
Such
awesome.
an amazing fight. And she's such a nice girl, and she trains everywhere.
Yeah. I train with her usually. I see her on Wednesday mornings we train together. When she's not in Florida or Ireland or somewhere else.
Yeah, I know, she's all over the place. It's amazing.
Like I said, I should talk. We just missed each other.
It's amazing.
She's great. So I do get to train with her. I do train, like I said before, sometimes at like Longo Weidman, I train with Jenny Nadell. Love you, wife. She's the
Hey,
best.
Jenny.
She's fighting on Friday.
Oh, she has a Combat Capital.
Yeah.
Yes.
So excited. I don't know why. Let's talk to you people, you promoters. Cut it out with having all the shows on the same day.
It happens all the time.
They do it on purpose.
They do.
It's stupid because I know a lot of people and now I have to drive all over the damn place to see
your friends
everybody.
fight. Yeah.
I have to go Westbury. I have to go Manhattan.
Yeah.
I have to go all these places. I'm not cloned. I am not cloned, although I wish I was. But so now, I hate you guys. It's just not.
No, it's
cool.
true. Like the weekend of the 15th and 16th, not only is there Bellator, and I have friends fighting on that. CFFC, I have friends fighting on that. I'm like, okay, so can I be in Connecticut and New Jersey at the same time? No.
I can't be in Westbury and Manhattan at the same time either.
It's
but
not
I'm
gonna
going to
happen.
do
Yeah, you
my
gotta try to make it happen.
best. I'm
Yeah.
like, Jenny, can they make it
That's
the last
all
fight?
you can do is do your best. Try your hardest, do your
I'm
best.
gonna be drive here, stop
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
go there.
yeah.
You know. Oh,
And the
stop it.
Capital is a beautiful venue.
Oh, I love going to the Capital.
It's a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
It really is. I love that place. Chrissy, we have about 10 minutes left, so I want to talk about
We've just been
some
sitting here
news.
chatting the
I
whole
know.
time.
That's why I love doing this, because it's like an hour is just boom, right away. I do want to ask you, excuse me, about any fight news coming up.
I actually, so weird that you say that. I just spoke with Bobby Campbell today. Hey, Bobby, what's going on?
Jackhammer Fights.
Yes. And his 10th anniversary show, which is a show that he actually tried to get me to have my comeback fight on, but I blew that out of the water. I will be fighting for an ISK pro title. So I'm
That's
actually
amazing.
super excited about it. I'll be the main event on his card once again, which is my favorite.
Yeah, how could you not love that?
I mean,
If
he was
you
like, "Do
weren't, I
wanna-"
would have been shocked.
He was like, "Do you want to be the main event?" I'm like, "Duh."
When I saw that, I was like, there's no way they're not having you the main. I mean, you know what I mean? It would have just been silly to put you as an,
But
anything else.
I used to, I've been a main event on amateur shows before, and it is what it is. But as a pro, being a main event, I don't know, it was a little something special. It was an honor, and it was really cool.
That's
so
amazing.
It was exciting. So now this time will finally be for a title, my first pro title, with the ISK. I had a couple of ISK amateur belts, so it'd be nice to get that pro belt.
That's amazing.
Nothing was really released yet, no fighters. I know that they have a list of fighters that I'm sure they have to go through. But it was approved and it's going to happen. I'm sure we'll find somebody.
I am so stoked
can't
for that.
wait.
And I'm so honored to have this released on In the Girls Corner. I'm very, very excited. That couldn't be better. And I mean, I especially because this is your second fight back, and I
Yes,
think
and-
you deserve it.
And actually, this fight, there was a charity that I worked for a very long time. And I kind of with my comeback fight with Christmas and just training to get ready, not that I put them on, I just kind of just was let's get this one out of the way and see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But this fight, I will really be back with Support the Kid. That's one of the charities I work for.
it.
And they help kids with cancer. And my friend Nick who's founded it. He's the one who started me fighting again. So it's another dedication fight to him.
Oh, I love that.
So
I love that. That's amazing.
yeah.
And I know I want to talk about some sponsors, your sponsors, and then before I thank mine, because I figured, let's give you the floor to thank anybody that you would like to.
Well, I always thank my gym, Long Island MMA, and Long Island Strength and Performance, Rob, Ryan, all the guys down there. I love them. My family for putting up with me and my hangriness and my tiredness throughout my fight camps. I feel bad for them. The girls at my job, because, they have to deal with me too. Probably more so than my family. They
Yeah.
see me a lot more. So I feel bad for you guys too, and I love you. And Crowned Clothing Line, he's always hooks me up. He's my
Amazing.
favorite. So
Amazing.
that's what I got. Oh, and my girls that support the kid because they're amazing too.
I love it. I love it. I think that's awesome. And to have something to, you know, actually have it dedicated to your fight is just, and I like that you work with charity. We're going to have to talk about that later on. I
Yes.
think that's amazing. And I would like to thank our sponsors, Clean Slate Laser, Existence Plus Magazine, Simplay, where we're at. Thank you very much for allowing us to have our show here. I'd like to thank Island Outdoor LLC, ACC MMA, and MMA UK. Thank you again for allowing us to have In the Girls Corner on your platform. And you guys could like, subscribe, share to all of them. Chrissy, do you have any social media that you'd like people to find you
I'm a
at?
female, of course I have social media.
I just have to.
On Facebook, I'm Chrissy The Doll Yandolli. On Instagram, I am just Chrissy The Doll, I think, with underscores. Chrissy _ doll. I have to make it complicated.
It's a lot.
It doesn't look like a lot, but when you're typing it out, it's
Yeah.
like a little annoying. I know I have to do it.
And you're on Twitter.
I am on Twitter. I think that is just regular Chrissy Yandolli.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just, keep it.
That's awesome. And
Keep
I
it
will
me.
have a lot of information coming up about Chrissy's fight. We'll probably have you on again before the fight.
Yes,
And anytime you want to come
absolutely.
on, you are welcome to. I had fun doing this. So yeah, we'll definitely get that going again. And I'll be promoting your fights. You just send me any information you have. Also, shout out Caitlin's kickboxing class.
Yes, Long Island MMA in Farmingdale, 7 p.m. Caitlin's kickboxing class. It's amazing. First class is free for anybody, and it's open. What's the word I'm looking for?
All
Experience. Yes. It's open experience for anyone who wants to come down and give it a try.
And that is, in case you guys don't know, because some people might not, Caitlin Chukagian. Did I
I don't know.
I might have butchered it, and if I did, I'm so sorry,
Blonde
Caitlin.
fighter.
Yes, she is awesome. She's a UFC fighter. I don't know if she has any fights coming up. She did.
I feel like she just had one.
Was it? It wasn't Jessica I, was it? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I feel like she fought Jessica I. Awesome fight. I love them both, so I think it's great. And again, thank you so much to Simplay for having us down here. And a special thank you to Existence Plus for making everything happen like you do. And again, MMA UK, thank you very much. And guys, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share, and we will be back next month with another awesome episode of In the Girls Corner. Thanks for watching.
Let's go down I said get up when you feel like you wanna fall. Get up, think about everything and let it fuel you. I won't split, I start where you won't quit. My struggle was just a warm up before, but I won't tip. Are you facing the past? The people hurting you. See that person in the mirror, make sure nobody can touch you. You got a fighter in your veins, inside of your core frame, and your mind let it roar. And to those laughing, they're the ones on the floor, so they can tell you that you're nothing, it's building you up more. All that I face is just amazing to get past. Breaking, I shake and I can't stable my legs and whole ass. While others cave and I grow braver, put my foot to the gas. Erase the bad, dig a grave for what was in the past. Yeah, that's all you ever should do. Forget the others, focus on you being better than you.
In the Girls Corner was filmed in front of a live studio audience at Simplay in Hauppauge, New York.